And we'll go ahead and start the recording. And I will start my screen share. All right. Well, hello, everybody, and happy Tuesday evening, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. I am in Ocala, Florida. I'm Dr. Jeff, and welcome to the LifeVantage Overview. I'm going to just try to keep you about 30 minutes. I'm going to try to get through this as quickly and as informative as I can. I do tend to like to talk, so sometimes I go off on tangents, but I'm going to try to keep it sharp and succinct, so I don't have to keep you guys too long here on Tuesday night. Every time we do one of these, I always have to start with the disclosure statements. The disclosure statements cover two different things. The top of the disclosure statement talks about income. At the end of this talk, we will talk about the business side of LifeVantage and how you can get involved as a consultant or as a customer, and by sharing the product can make some money. And when we quote incomes for some of our team members, it depends on the amount of work you put in. If you work this as a part-time gig job, you'll make part-time gig money. If you work it as a full-time job and you're putting in 6, 8, 10 hours a day, you can make this a business. You can start your own business for a very small investment. And the second is about the products. The products are not evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. They are considered supplements. And so the products are not intended to cure, treat, prevent, or mitigate any diseases. That does not mean they're not going to help you. That does not mean they cannot change your life, but they are not meant to cure diseases. This is me. The Dr. Jeff Effect is my Instagram and my Facebook. I talk about how to take control of your own healthcare destiny, how to get out from under the thumb of the insurance companies and maybe out from under the thumb of your family doctor, and how to take control of your own healthcare destiny. A little bit more about me. A little bit more about me. I'm a board certified orthopedic surgeon. I practiced conventional orthopedics up until 2000, up until 2009, when I got involved in functional and regenerative medicine. That's been the change of my focus. Now I deal a lot in weight loss, in male and female hormones, as well as regenerative orthopedics, using things like stem cells and PRP. I am located in Ocala, Florida. I do have a practice here. I've been with LifeVantage now about 8 months. I started in July of 2024. And then we had the product launch in October of 2025, and I have been with the company that long. I started on the product that most of us are here to talk about today, which is the Mind-Body GLP-1 system. And I have been on that product now just about 160 days, and I am down, as of this morning, 54 pounds.
Congressman is right, and I'll take it a step further. Let me let you all in on a little secret. What is an undeniable truth of life?
So we call ourselves the Take It to Make It company. And what that means is it's not like normal supplements. What it means is we take the products, which has all the building blocks to make antioxidants, to make collagen, to make GLP-1 inside of our bodies. If you take a supplement, all you're doing is supplementing what you're taking. So let's say you're low in vitamin D. If you're low in vitamin D and you take vitamin D, then it's just going to increase your vitamin D level. But with LifeVantage products, and what we call activation is taking a product that is a natural product, which gives the body building blocks in order to increase something in the body. The first product that did that was what I like to refer to as the anti-aging product. It is not just a anti-aging product. It is probably the best anti-aging product on the market. It's been out for now 20 years. It was launched in 2005. And when it was launched, the ABC News primetime investigative reports came out, and they did a 1 hour show on it. John Quiones, who is still with ABC News now, actually was the host. And it was actually, I think, intended to be a hit piece. It was intended to downplay the role of this supplement. It was essentially looking at the supplement as if it was snake oil. But John Quiones took the product for a period of time and then noticed he was feeling better. And he actually went to a physician and they drew labs and they noticed that his lab values were better. And if you have not watched this, I know I send it out in a lot of my first emails. So if I've invited you to this call, you can find it in the email. If not, reach out to me on Facebook. I'm easy to find and I can send you a copy of the video. But the product is interesting. The product is building blocks to increase something in the body called SOD, or superoxide dismutase. Superoxide dismutase is the best antioxidant known. One molecule of superoxide dismutase will actually neutralize about 1 million free radicals. So what are free radicals? Free radicals are what the body we keep on getting people breaking through with having their speakers on. I'm sorry about that. So superoxide dismutase is a molecule that neutralizes antioxidants in the body, or neutralizes free radicals. It is an antioxidant. And free radicals are what causes our cells to prematurely age. They come from the stress in our life. They come from things like pollution, from the chemicals in the food that we eat, especially
receive a congregation volunteer questionnaire. Please fill it out and return it to Brother Kerr.
Why you bring it along?
Could everyone please mute their microphones, please? So superoxide dismutase can neutralize free radicals. And by neutralizing free radicals, it decreases our aging. It helps as an anti-aging product. And if we compare this to something that we eat, I always like to compare it to organic blueberries. 1 pint of organic blueberries can neutralize about 7,000 free radicals. 1 molecule of superoxide dismutase can actually neutralize 1 million free radicals. So you can see why I feel that it is not only an anti-aging product, it is the anti-aging product. It is able to neutralize that many free radicals. So this is exactly what I was saying. So it'll increase superoxide dismutase by about 40% in 30 days. The second main product that came out about 6 years ago. And that product is something called liquid collagen. Liquid collagen is a collagen supplement that comes in a liquid form. The reason it's in a liquid form is that the powdered collagens that are on the market, things that you take, so many scoops a day, mix it in a shake, those are about 15 grams of collagen per day. But the problems with powdered collagen is they are only absorbed by about 20%. So out of 15 grams, you're really only getting 3. Liquid collagen has just over 10 grams of collagen, but liquids are absorbed about 90%. So it's going to give you about 90% of that 10 grams of collagen in your system. And in the study that was done, it was showed that it increased type 1 collagen production in the body by 100% in 8 weeks. So you can see how this would help with things like fine lines and wrinkles, and would help your skin glow. But what I noticed when I started taking it last July, is I've always been a big guy. I played college football, and I have always had pain in my knees. And so with that knee pain, I started taking liquid collagen, and I noticed my knee pain going away. And as an orthopedic surgeon, I have always had patients ask me whether some of these collagen supplements were worth it. And I never thought there was much worth to them. And most of these were powdered shark cartilage. But when I started taking this, the first thing I realized, now my wife noticed fine lines and wrinkles going away, but the first thing I noticed was a decrease in my knee pain. So when you think about the cartilage inside your joints, most of that is is collagen. So that cartilage is getting rebuilt, just like the collagen in your face is. Here's a lady that took it for a period of 30 days. She was actually taking both our Protandim antioxidant to work on the anti-aging and the liquid collagen to help rebuild her collagen. They both work the same way. They give us the building blocks. They're not just giving us collagen, they're giving us the building block to allow our body to build more collagen. And if you look around her eyes, you can see the decrease in the fine lines and wrinkles in the area of her crow's feet. Here's some same pictures, the same lady in the middle, a picture of a gentleman. Once again, day 1, day 30. The last picture is day 90. And you can see that the fine lines and wrinkles around his eyes also went away. The picture on the right is the one that I'm most excited about because you can see the wrinkles on this lady's abdominal wall. And when I first saw these pictures, I thought they were either doctored or I thought she had some type of procedure done, like a skin tightening using something like RF microneedling. I actually met her at the conference that was in Kansas City back in October. And I talked to her about these pictures, and they are absolutely true. She does admit that she worked out, she developed some abdominal muscles during that period of time, but even just developing abdominal muscles would not account for the decrease in those wrinkles from day 1 through the end of 8 months. So you can see that the two products work very well to help with the fine lines and wrinkles and to decrease the signs of aging. We also have a Take It to Make It skincare product. It's called True Renew. We have a firming complex, which is on the screen. We also have a product that is more of a lubrication moisturizing cream. That's what I actually use. I have dry skin living down here in Florida, especially in the winter when we don't have much rain. And these also work as the Take It to Make It. They help your body rebuild the collagen. The one in the red, the True Renew firming cream, actually has something in it called cranberry seed extract. Cranberry seed extract is the best natural alternative to retinol. If you've ever taken retinol before, you'll notice that it makes your skin burn when you take it, and then there's usually a little bit of peeling that goes on overnight, and then you have to moisturize it in the morning to take care of that peeling. There's no burning and no peeling with the cranberry seed extract. It was able to tackle 11 visible signs of aging within 21 days of starting the product. So once again, a take it to make it type product. Here's a lady that has some changes that you were able to see using the True Renew firming complex, and you can see it in the cheeks. You can see it again around the eyes. We also have a take it to make it for the brain. We have a product called Axio. Axio is an energy drink. It's in a powdered form. You just add it to a bottle of water. It will increase your mental clarity. It'll help support mood. It'll help perform memory and brain function. And it's 100% natural. My son has ADHD. He started on some of the ADHD medications all the way back when he was about 12. So he was on it from the time he was 12 till the time he was 20. When he turned 20, he decided he didn't want to be on it anymore. He thought that it was making him angry. He would go to work. He works in food services, works at a restaurant, and he would feel like he's in conflict with some of his coworkers. So he came to his mom and I and said, "Hey, can I stop it?" And we told him, "Yeah, you're 20 years old. If you want to stop it, go ahead." So he did. He went without it for several months, and then we got involved with LifeVantage. And I asked him, I said, "Will you try this Axio drink? Take one before work. Take one several hours into your shift." He works usually from about 2 to midnight, so he'd take one before work, and then he'd take one around 5 or 6 in the afternoon. And he said that he felt his clarity and his focus was as good on the Axio as it was on his prescription ADHD medication. And he has no reason to lie. He wouldn't lie for me to make me have a claim for the company. But he did feel that it was very helpful in controlling those symptoms that he was having, but in an all natural way. So what else can we activate? And I think that's important. And I think that's why a lot of the people are on the call tonight. The other thing that we can activate is our is our gut. We can activate our weight loss. And this is actually the weight loss product that broke the internet. When we launched the product on October 12th of last year, we actually broke our website. If you would go on the website at that time, it would tell you that there was like a 40-hour wait in order to order products. And what was the reason behind that? The reason is it was well spoken about before, from the time it was announced in July until it was launched in October. Everyone was speaking about the products, and because of that, there was people that wanted to buy it. The company had 50,000 units, and those 50,000 units actually sold out in 13 days. And as I said, it took about 48 to 72 hours for the company to fix the website and allow people to start ordering again. So what it is, the mind-body GLP-1 system takes food-based, plant-derived products and allows those building blocks to elevate your own GLP-1. So let's compare that to the GLP-1 that we can get from Big Pharma, those injections that everybody sees on television. Those GLP-1s are not natural. They're a drug manufactured in a factory. And so when the body gets those, the body does not recognize those as part of your own body. And what it does is it turns off the body's production of GLP-1. We all have natural circulating levels of GLP-1, and those natural circulating levels of GLP-1 end up being downregulated or being lower as we age. Part of it is the natural aging process, but part of it is once again lowered by the things that are in our life. It's lowered by oxidative stress. It's lowered by the ultra high processed foods that we eat. And as these go down, then what happens is now we start eating not because we're hungry, but because we have cravings when we're sad, when we're happy, when we're with family, because it's the middle afternoon and we need a little something to push us through to the end of the workday. And if we're not eating just because we're hungry, that will naturally lower our GLP-1 levels. Obesity is a huge problem in the United States. It's about 40% of the US population is obese. And because that is now becoming a huge problem, leading to things like heart disease, diabetes, this is something that we need to control. We need to be able to control these GLP-1 levels. So it helps us, the mind-body GLP-1 system helps us with our relationship with food. It takes back our control, it crushes cravings, it gives us less impulse, and allows us to get on a more balanced weight loss system. I have been on both. Like I told you, I started the mind-body system back in October, and I'm about 160 days in. I've lost 54 pounds. I was on one of the injectables for about 8 months, 2 years ago, and I lost about 80 pounds. But the problem is in the first year after losing it, I put about 70% of it back on. A study was just released by the National Institute of Health, the NIH, and they found out that in the first year after coming off of the prescription GLP-1s, the average weight loss is 66% in 90% of the patients. So that's a big issue. Like I said, so GLP-1 is what's called glucagon-like peptide. It's a normal occurring hormone that is synthesized in the lining of the stomach, something called the L cells. And it is released into the bloodstream when the body notices that there's a meal. And what it does is it stimulates the pancreas to make insulin. Insulin goes up when the food's in the stomach because that's what pushes the glucose into the cells. But as that glucose starts dropping off, the body releases something else called glucagon. And glucagon is what wants us to eat again. It allows us to have that feeling of cravings. And in order to satisfy those cravings, obviously we're going to run and we're going to eat more food, whether our body really needs it or not. And that's where GLP-1 comes in to help regulate that system. So it up regulates insulin and it down regulates and actually blocks glucagon. So what does that do in the body? It does a lot of things. It increases the insulin secretion. It slows digestion. So we feel full longer. So we don't have that need to rush and eat something else. It also suppresses our appetite at the brain level. It works on something called the pleasure center. And this is really interesting because this is where your cravings come from. It's the same cravings that you have if you're addicted to alcohol, or if you're just addicted to drugs, or if you're addicted to nicotine. It's the same pleasure center. And actually, some of the addiction doctors now are using GLP-1 to help regulate addiction. So they found that this is one of the other advantages of the GLP-1. But not only can it help with our diet and with our weight, and to help us live a more healthier lifestyle. It's also protective to the heart, it's protective to nerves, and it's protective to the kidneys. So there's some other benefits to it other than just the weight loss. When the product was first launched back in October, this slide was up in the front of the auditorium at the convention center where we were having the launch. And when I first saw it, I was looking at some of these statistics, and these are amazing because a lot of these are better than what we are seeing from some of the prescription drugs. They did a 12-week human clinical study, which is unheard of in most supplement companies, looking at actually paying to do a study. And the drug companies do it all the time. The drug companies have to do it in order to get approval from the FDA. But our company did it because they just wanted the data and they wanted to show how safe it was. So at the end of the 12-week study, the average level of GLP-1 was increased by 140%. The average weight loss, and this is important because it shows that it's something that you need to be on for a longer period of time. With the prescription drugs, because you're getting a large injection all at once, the levels are high immediately, but they're driving the natural levels down. With this, we're trying to build the natural levels up. So in the first 8 weeks, the average weight loss was only about 9 pounds. But by 12 weeks, it was up to 25 pounds. So that last 16 pounds was in the last month. So you can see that as you stay on it longer, it's going to work better. And it's going to work with your natural levels of GLP-1. The next statistic is important as well. 100% of the people that were on the product and in the study did not lose muscle. The drug companies admit to a 17 to 25% muscle loss. Which means if you lose 16 pounds, you're losing 20 to 25 pounds of muscle. So yes, you're getting lighter, but you're getting weaker and you're getting, less agile because your muscle mass is going down. The next one, a loss of 27% of visceral fat. Well, what is visceral fat? Visceral fat is the bad fat. This is the fat that's inside of the belly, not between the lining of the gut and the skin, that fat that we can grab if we, pinch an inch. This is the fat that's inside, and this is the fat that typically does not go away with regular dieting. It's the fat that's around our organs, it's around our kidneys, it's around our liver, it's around our hearts. And this increases morbidity, it increases the risks of things like heart disease, kidney disease, liver disease. It can actually increase the risk of things like cirrhosis. And so there was a loss of 27% of the visceral fat, which is actually life-saving if you think about it. A survey was done at the end of the study, at the end of the 12 weeks. 82% took back their control with their relationship with food, and 95% had a decrease in their sugar cravings. That's the one thing that I really noticed. I was an Oreo junkie. We always had Oreos in our house. Our son that I was talking about previously also has a dairy allergy. So little be known to me when we started investigating this, that Oreos are one of the only cookies that are on the market that do not have dairy. Even the cream in the middle, no dairy in that. So we always have Oreos. And I would just walk past the pantry and I think it would be calling my name, like, come in and eat Oreos. And I would take 2 Oreos probably 3 times a day. And I would just have that craving, whether I was hungry or not. I just would walk past. It's like, let me grab a couple of Oreos. And I'd sit at my desk and I would eat. So those cravings are gone. I have not had an Oreo since October. And another thing is, we live in a neighborhood that we get a lot of trick-or-treaters. So at Halloween, we had 600 trick-or-treaters, which means a lot of bags of candy. So I had 1 piece of candy at Halloween. So you can see how it would turn off. It turns off those cravings. I have always been a big guy. We'll go to the next slide because it kind of shows where I started back in October. and where I was about a month ago. So that's down 42 pounds in 18 weeks. Um, and it's mostly because of the cravings. I've always been a big guy. I played college football. I graduated 8th grade at 200 pounds. I graduated high school at 265. I graduated college at 285. So it was 285 when I started medical school. And so you can see what it's done to me now, just in the past 18 to 22 weeks. You can see the lady that's also on the picture. The one thing I noticed about her, the two things, the rolls that are under her bra top, and then the rolls that are under her bra top in the back, what I like to refer to as back fat. She is also in our team on Team Heart, and you can see how those rolls went away. You can see the changes in the female as well, in the female body habitus. It does come off, I think, a little bit slower in females than males, but it always does, I think, with any diet. That's why I never have diet competitions with my wife, because I seem to be able to drop it really fast when women do not. So you can see how this can help people. This is in the United States alone. 82% of Americans are trying to manage their weight. 42% are obese. That's a crazy number. That means there's 120 million people actively trying to lose weight. 3 out of 5 people experience low energy. 43% of the population have chronic pain. Most of that is knee pain, back pain, or hip pain. It's in those weight-bearing joints. 62% are already using an anti-aging product. So why are we gaining weight at such an alarming rate? I'm going to have a slide later on that shows it, but they said by 2030, there's going to be 29 states with an obesity rate of over 50%. Right now, the heaviest state in the country is West Virginia. They're at 49.8%. They are almost at 50%. But by 2030, which is just 5 years away, 29 states will be over 50%. That's a huge problem. But the reason that it's happening is it's a vicious cycle. I like to look back 50 years. Let's go back to 1975. What's the difference between 1975 and today? Well, in 1975, most of our food was grown within 50 miles of our homes. Most of our meat was raised within 50 miles of our homes. There was very little packaged food. So we ate much more whole food type diet. And because of that, we didn't have these chemicals that caused premature aging with all these free radicals, what we call ultra highly processed food. And so it becomes a vicious cycle. We eat more highly processed food and we get more free radicals. The more free radicals, we have more oxidative stress. More oxidative stress, we have down regulation of the hormones responsible for metabolism, things like thyroid hormone and testosterone and human growth hormone, and a down regulation of GLP-1. This leads to more obesity. Obesity increases our free radicals, increases our oxidative stress, and then we're back at the start again. You can see how this becomes a vicious cycle. And we need to be able to stop that cycle in order to stop this habitual weight gain problem and the obesity epidemic that's in the United States. Who is LifeVantage? So LifeVantage, and I looked at this when I joined the company. When somebody asked me, I got asked 3 times. The girl that invited me asked me twice and I turned her down. And because I like the products and I love the science behind it, and there's so much research just on the Protandim product that we talked about. There are 32 studies on PubMed that you can read that pertain to Protandim. There's studies now being conducted with the GLP-1 product. There's studies on the liquid collagen product. So I wanted a company that I knew was based in science. And I started looking at not only were they based in science, but financially they're transparent. They have a 20-year manufacturing history, $2 billion in sales. They're publicly traded. So they have to be honest because they have to be able to speak to their stockholders. And Entrepreneur Magazine said they were the stock to buy, fundamentally strong in the healthcare sector. The stock, when I joined the company, the stock was valued at about $6.80 a share. It's up to about $19 a share. So it has been growing since the launch of the LifeVantage product. So here are some trends to look at and some trends to follow. the wellness industry, the feeling good industry, is a $1.5 trillion industry. Network marketing or direct affiliate marketing is if you do it full time, it's about an $82,000 a year job. That means that you're making about $40 an hour or about $6,800 a month if you're doing this type of marketing full time. So health conscious consumers are on the rise, but what's happening? What other trends are happening at this time? Like I talked about the obesity rate, 50% in 29 states by 2030. National Institute of Health said nearly half of all Americans will be obese by the year 2030. What was the number one selling drug in 2023? It was semaglutide, a GLP-1, runs under the trade name Ozempic. It was ahead of even insulin, which came in number 2. So more people were on semaglutide than were on insulin. It was about a $38 billion drug in 2013. They feel by 2031, it'll be between 138 and $200 billion. That's how fast this GLP-1 market is growing. It's going to be a 4 to 8 time growth between now and 2031 over the next 5 to 6 years. That's incredible. So the company also has a business side. We talked about the products. We talked about how much research is behind them, showed before and afters, but some people are also looking for a gig, somewhere to make some extra money. And so we talk about the company as a get in where you fit in. Some people may want to do what I'm doing. Some people may want to, I'm putting my medical career on a back burner. I'm a nurse practitioner that works in my office. I have a sales business with medical equipment that I do part-time. My wife helps me with that. But I'm really focusing on LifeVantage now. I'm going to give it the next 4 years of my life. I'm 62. I want to do it between now until I'm about 66. My wife is about 14 years younger than me. So this is something I can pass on to her and I can pass on to my son. But maybe you just want to share the product. If you share the product, you can earn up to 40%. That means if somebody buys the GLP-1, which is $179 a month, they can make up to 40% of that 179 when they refer it to a friend and their friend signs up and maybe wants to diet with them or help them with their weight loss journey, or maybe a whole group of ladies get together and do this together to help them, support themselves. So you have somebody that you can talk to about your weight loss, an accountability partner. And then there's bonuses. If you hit different levels, you get different bonuses. So there's a way to just share it. You don't have to jump in with both feet if you don't want to. But maybe you do. Maybe you want to get together and start with you and invite 3 of your friends and talk to your friends' friends and invite 3 of them, and everybody gets involved, and you want to kind of lead a team. And that's an option too. If you do that, they'll pay you down for 9 levels. That means you get in, your friend gets in, your friend's friend get in, your friend's friend gets in, all the way down to 9 levels. So you can see how that could build a very good passive income. But you might also want to lead a movement. You might want to start doing calls on Wednesday night. Mine are Tuesdays. You can do some for your team on Wednesday. I've been able to build a nice team over the past 9 months, and I keep talking to doctor friends of mine that want to do this. These GLP-1 drugs used to be able to be compounded. They were able to be made by compound pharmacies, but the FDA just jumped in and said they're not on the shortage list anymore. So a lot of this compounding is going away. So I have a lot of doctors that are making 30 or 40% of their monthly income is coming from weight loss. And because of that, now they're looking for an alternative. They're looking for a pivot. So that's an opportunity for me to jump in and really, really try to start a movement. Once you're in this movement and you reach certain levels in the company start sharing bonuses with you, which means they take a pool of their total revenue and profit for the month, and they split that out among some of their executives. So you can really have, using leadership match and leadership pool, you can make some big money, and you're able to see that here. Look at some of this money, starting at a low level, consultant 3, senior consultant 1. Yeah, it's $54 to $100 a month. That means it's going to help you pay your electric bill, or maybe put 2 tanks of gas in your car. It might help you with a couple small bills. But once you get up through the levels, once you're up in that managing consultant level, you're making somewhere between $700 and $3,200 a month. That's a great extra gig income. That's even not a bad full income, especially if it's a second income for a spouse that maybe is taking care of kids and working from home. That makes a good second income. At $3,200 a month for managing consultant 3, that's going to pay your mortgage, maybe your mortgage plus your electric bill. And then once you get up to those executive levels, like I was talking about, then you're looking at anywhere from 13,000 up to a presidential level, making 100 to 200,000 or more a month. We have somebody that sometimes does these calls with me. We actually have 2 people, Rachel Pekarik, who is a presidential on our team Heart, and we also have Tara Wilson, who's out in Scottsdale, also a presidential. They joke and they say, well, I'm making doctor money. Well, I don't think there's a month that I made $200,000 a month as a doctor, and I was a surgeon. So this is way more, this is influencer type money, not really doctor money. And so, as I said, you get in where you fit in. If you feel the urge to do something big and do this, that's great. You might only feel the urge that you want to lose weight, you want to be more healthy for yourself, be healthy, more healthy from your family. You may just want to be a customer, but get in where you fit in. Talk to the person that invited you to this call. That may be me, that may be somebody else on our team, but get back to them and get more information. If it's something that you want to talk to me about, set up a conference call or a 3-way call with me. I'd be more than happy to do that for you. The company also gives you some great incentives. We have an Alaska trip that's going to be coming up in August. Growth Summit is just coming up in about 4 weeks. That's where they invite some of the leaders in the team that are hitting certain levels to come out and meet the people at corporate, learn some more techniques on how to promote the company. They just sent 60 of our executives to South Africa, a 10-day safari to South Africa. They got back just over about a month ago. An amazing trip that everybody that went said it was absolutely stunning. And then these are how you can get in. I always put this up. This gives one of every product that the company has. And because it's one of every product, it gives you a chance to try everything. You save about 30%. It's valued at about $1,600. You get it for $9.99. And so $999 to start your own business. When I started my medical practice, I had to think about it at first. If I count the $400 I was in debt for medical school, and then a building, equipment, malpractice insurance, paying my staff, my first, that first several months of getting in, my probable total outlay to start my medical practice was probably about $1 million, counting my medical school debt. Here you can start your own business for under $1,000. And if you're listening now, we just got notification from the company for the next 6 days, for the last 6 days of March, they're giving a 20% discount. So actually that $1,000 now goes down to about $800. So you can start your own company for $800. You get one of every of the products by doing that. If that still seems stiff to you, then $489, that gives our top 6 products. Gives you the Axio energy drink that I talked about. It gives you the Mind Body weight loss, the fat burn, the Protandim, the liquid collagen, and the True Renew firming cream. So you get all of those products, and that's in the executive enrollment pack. Underneath that, the next one is why my slides just stopped moving, is the premium enrollment pack. The premium enrollment pack has the 3 top products: weight loss, mind, body, the Protandim, and then the liquid collagen. So it gives you the top 3 products, which I think are a perfect combination for weight loss because of this. 1, you're getting the weight loss product. 2, you're getting the antioxidant, which will help boost your hormones and will help down-regulate that oxidative stress that you have that's helping improve the hormones and helping the weight come off, and then the liquid collagen to prevent any wrinkles and stuff that happens from the weight loss. So I think that's a perfect combination. So get in where you fit in. Talk to the person that invited you. I think the products are great, and this is coming from a doctor. It's not just because I'm working with the company. I truly vetted these products before I joined, and I'm so excited to be part of this. I do this call every Tuesday night at 9 o'clock Eastern. So if you have friends that want to get in, please give them the code to get onto the call. We'll do it again next week. I love everybody that comes on to my calls, and this will be a wrap. Thank you so much and have a great night. Bye-bye.